Today we're at the Oak Creek Trail, or Oak Creek Road at Red Rock Park, and our goal is Juniper Peak. There's Juniper Peak in the Rainbow Mountains, right on the edge of Red Rock Park. And we have, let's look around. We have Bridge Mountain, Rainbow Wall, and Rainbow Mountain. The Rainbow Wall is just to the right of Rainbow Mountain. And Mount Wilson. So let's get a 360-degree view of where we are. Again, the Rainbow Mountains, the Oak Creek Road and Trailhead at Red Rock Park. There's White Rock Mountain. And then you see the Keystone Thrust, that cliff system. And here's Trailhead Peak. And then you can see the very tip of the Calico Hills. And then just doing the full circle. Here's Blue Diamond Mountain or hill. So this is where we are in Red Rock Park, pretty much at the bottom of Red Rock Park. And the route today is to run up this road. Of course, the beast does not handle anything that's not asphalt. So we're going to run up this road about a little over a mile to a trailhead, and then we'll go ahead and head up. Juniper Peak is our goal. We've never been there before. I have a PDF that basically gives directions and says that this rock, turn right at this incline, go up. And so we'll see how that goes. I've got just 4 hours from right now before I need to be at a meeting. So we're going to see if we can do Juniper Peak for the first time, doing this maze of directions, and be back here in 4 hours. 6:30. We've got till 10:30. So anyway, beautiful morning. We don't have too much of the brilliant sunrise because of the clouds in the sky, but the temperature is just right for a nice run up the hill and then climbing up Juniper Peak. So let's see what happens. Here we go. Well, that was pretty fast. It was only about 5 minutes, and I know that I didn't run a 5-minute mile up this road. But anyway, so let's correct our distance and say less than a mile to the regular trailhead parking area. Look at the cacti around here. These are pretty remarkable. Shows the difference in the fauna or flora. Yeah, flora. Fauna is animals. Anyway, shows the difference in the flora on this side of the canyon. The plant life is really amazing here. So here's Mount Wilson, Rainbow Mountain, Juniper Peak our goal. It's that smaller mountain to the right of Rainbow Mountain. Okay, let's check this area out here and see what kind of trailhead signs we have. Of course, there are restrooms, that's always good to know. And there's a trail over in this direction, which is Oak Creek Canyon. I don't believe this is the trailhead that we want. But let's just take a look at it because it's another trailhead, another adventure for the future. And let's just take a look at, there's a map here, some directions, elevation sign. Here we are, Oak Creek Canyon. So that'll be a nice little trail to take. It's only 0.80 miles right up into the canyon, and then I imagine you might be able to continue on up beyond that. And so it's right between Mount Wilson on the left, Rainbow Mountain on the right. So we'll try that sometime. And I understand this Oak Creek Trail, you can actually take it down along the front side of this side of the Rainbow Mountains, and there are a number of other connections that you can make. So we'll explore that at some point. But for today, just a second. Okay, this is the trail we're going to take. Sorry for the little delay in the video. I had to take some still shots for the slideshow on this page. But here we go. We start with the Arnite Trail, and we're going to head down this trail to the next waypoint, which is a sign that heads up into Juniper Canyon. And this is like a little scavenger hunt following this PDF. This should be really fun. I'm loving this little trail. It's pretty good in a lot of spots, but there are a few spots where it gets a little rocky. I'm sure nothing like what I'm going to experience on the way up Juniper Peak, but yeah, you can run parts of it, and there are parts that you got to be a little more careful. But anyway, there we are heading up toward Juniper Peak and that first waypoint, which is going to be a turnoff that heads right up Juniper Canyon. So, and then, by the way, there's Rainbow Mountain, Bridge Mountain, and Mount Wilson. So we're in the Rainbow Mountains here, and looking down, Red Rock Canyon, over to Blue Diamond Mountain, and then the Calico Hills are coming into better view. Trailhead Peak to the left, and then guess what? Here's Damsel Peak to the right of Trailhead Peak. We were just there last week. Beautiful experience. You can look on the Damsel Peak page. That was a really fun climb. But Damsel Peak is in the middle of nowhere, so prepare to do quite a bit of traveling on the way just to get to the base of Damsel Peak. And then here's La Madre Mountains, and there's one to the right, which is El Padre Mountain. And then the other one is La Madre Mountain. And then you can see the tip of White Rock Mountain. And then here we are back at Bridge Mountain. So that gives you, and then just let's take a final look here, right toward Juniper Peak. So that gives you an idea of this trail starts out running parallel to the base of the Rainbow Mountains until we turn up Juniper Canyon. Okay, continuing on. Okay, continuing on, just thought I'd make a quick note. There's a little unmarked turnoff right here, and I can see a line of rocks, which is usually an indication, do not go this way, this is not the main trail. So I'm going to assume this is not the trail yet because it's heading straight to Rainbow Mountain, and as opposed to heading up Juniper Canyon. So I'm going to continue on this trail. There's supposed to be a sign which we'll hopefully see soon that will mark the correct turnoff. Okay. We are at a fork in the road, and I don't see the sign that I was looking for. I do know that we're looking toward Pine Creek Canyon over in this area, and I don't think we go as far as Pine Creek Canyon. And let's see, here's 360-degree view. You can see the Pine Creek trailhead right down here. So you know what, I am going to take this largely unmarked fork up toward what I believe is Juniper Canyon, because if that on the other side of, well, let's take a look here, just circling around Rainbow Mountain, Mount Wilson behind it. You know, I really believe that this is more likely to be Juniper Canyon, and this largely unmarked trail here is heading in that direction. This canyon over here is Pine Creek Canyon. I know we don't go that far. So, and then here's the trail, continues along the base of the Rainbow Mountains to connect with the Pine Creek Canyon trail. So what we're going to do, we're going to go up this trail, because I think this is the pretty much the only way that's going to take us up Juniper Canyon over here. We'll find out. Hopefully, since I'm on a timeline, I haven't made a wrong turn yet. So, and here is Juniper Peak. Okay, here we go. We have reached unknown territory here. There is a sign pointing to Knoll Trail and Oak Creek Pullout, and Pine Creek Trail down this way. I know we don't take Pine Creek Trail, so I'm heading up in this direction with the hope that Juniper Canyon is right here. Maybe I should have taken that last turnoff, and I would have ended up more directly heading toward Juniper Peak. Who knows? Anyway, we're doing a little backtracking, I guess, and a great view of Rainbow Mountain and the beautiful Rainbow Wall, Juniper Peak. So let's head up toward the up the Oak Knoll Trail, and we'll see where we end up here. Onward. Okay, I believe I'm back on track. I recognize these rocks from the PDF picture, and the directions were turn left at these rocks. So I guess what I should have done is been on that other trail, that first right-hand turnoff. I would have come down this trail, ended up right here, and then taken the left. So we're still on track, and now here's an easier way without having to look at all the minute little waypoints, is you're just going up this canyon between Rainbow Wall there and Juniper Peak. So we're heading straight up in that direction. Here we go. Okay, here's a demarcation boulder and right ahead of us, and I'm thinking now that the path is going to head up right between these, up this canyon between these two cliff areas. We shall see. This path is supposed to dead end at a wash, and we take a right. So let's just see what happens, and maybe we're heading up that direction. And between those two cliffs, and Juniper Peak, I believe, is the one on the right. I don't know. There's a lot of peaks here that could be Juniper Peak. We're going to find out before we're done. So let's go ahead and keep piecing this together. Onward. Okay, the path is supposed to dead end in a wash, and that looks like a wash. However, the path continues over here. So not totally sure which way to go, and we don't have a lot of time to try different routes today. But what I'll do, I know that this down here is a possibility. I'm going to take the higher path right here and just take that for a while, see where this leads, and we will hopefully make a discovery here. If I'm right, we may get to the top of Juniper Peak. If not, there's Juniper Peak. If not, then I'll come back around and explore this area, and chances are we'll need to return to make the trip. But that's how we explore and discover routes out here. So continuing onward. Either we're heading up this direction, this canyon, or we're skirting along the base of the Juniper Peak cliffs and heading up and around the edge up here, or we're going right between, and I have no idea. So we'll just explore around here at the base and look at different options, see where we end up. Okay, onward. Well, I decided to squeeze under that boulder because I saw this path up here that heads up toward the base of the cliffs there. And so for today I'm gonna attempt this. Now this also connects with a path that skirts around the base of Juniper Peak. So we're hoping that, and it looks like this path goes to the Pine Creek Trailhead, which is down in this direction. There it is. So if you started at the Pine Creek Trailhead, you'd skirt around the base of Juniper Peak. You'd end with this path continuing to skirt around the base. I'm thinking, at least for today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to explore. I think that it may lead us right up between these two walls up this little canyon. Don't know. We'll just see where things lead as we go. Here we go. Well, this may end up being an exploration day as we explore the lower area of Juniper Peak. It looks like I've come upon a trail, and here's a cairn. So, and it looks like this trail is continuing upward. So, it's going to be a little bit of a study in piecing a trail together and looking for signs of people's passage. This may be the area we're looking for, right up through this area, or it's going to turn right. One of these two. I'm pretty sure we don't go up the canyon at the base of Rainbow Mountain. There's Rainbow Wall. Here's Rainbow Mountain. Here's the Juniper Peak area. So either we're going to head up this canyon here, looks like a lot of brush, or we're going to take a right and skirt around the base of the Juniper Peak area. I don't think that would be the way though, or they would have, the main route would have been starting at Pine Creek Canyon, not Oak Creek Canyon. So my sense tells me that we head up this area. But what we're going to do for now is we're going to continue following trails and faint signs of trails and see if that gives any indication the route to go. So continuing on. Okay, I'm going to guess that this faint trail is the way up, and we head up that area between the two cliffs, but then there's another split, and I'm not sure if it's the right or the left. But what leads me to believe we're in the right spot is these two cairns marking the passageway straight between, and we're still on a faint trail. So I think that we're going in the right direction. Were I to repeat this up to this point, instead of taking 2 hours it's been piecing together these directions, I bet I could be here in about a half hour to 45 minutes, and we may need to do that and do another streamlined Juniper Peak run. But what we'll do at this point is we'll go further until we reach our turnaround point, which is a half hour from now. And by then, hopefully, I'll have a good idea of the path. We'll return and do a streamlined route up Juniper Peak. Okay, continuing on. Well, looking at the trail, it looks like it's very well marked with cairns. You can see the cairns along the way here. So once you duck under that first rock, that first boulder, and then take a right and head up, you're on a faint trail, and lots of cairns marking the way, and we continue under this boulder. We'll see where it goes next, but yes, what we're doing is we're heading up the base of Juniper Peak, and you can see the cliffs around us. So we don't go around Juniper Peak, at least not to the right. and going around the base. We're going, and we don't go up the Rainbow mountainside where a Rainbow Wall is, and there's a canyon, but we're going straight up the center, and I'm pretty confident we are on the trail due to these cairns that mark the way. So we're going to continue on up till we run out of time and at least be able to say, okay, this is the route. And like I said, the next time we'll do it streamlined, and where it's been like 2 hours and 15 minutes at this point, I bet I could get here in 45 minutes and then on to the top. Okay, onward. As you can see, this section is involving some bouldering. So we continue on up through the boulders just so we can see where this goes. We just came through this area, and under this huge boulder, and it's been fairly easy going up to now. I have a feeling we'll be doing a little bit of scrambling from this point onward. Okay, onward. The way appears to be to hug this cliff, this huge boulder to the right, and just head right up this area. It looks like people have passed here before. There was a little ledge I had to climb over. As you can see, looking down, the ledge was right there, about 5 feet high. So little bit of a stretch to climb that, but got me continuing in this, up this crack here. I guess at this point I'm going to call it a crack. That's looking down Red Rock Canyon. Turning around, we're looking up as we continue up toward Juniper Peak. Okay, so let's go a little further just to see where this leads. I'm at my turnaround point for today. So the trail looks like it continues up this canyon here between the surrounding walls. More climbing, a lot of lifting yourself over rocks. I hear the echoes of other climbers up here, so I'm not the only one in the area. Just give you an idea of where we came from, and we're heading back down. There's a little cairn, and down through that opening, and then along this wall to the left and back down to the trail. There are a few small ledges to scramble down, but getting up here was relatively easy. There were a few stretches, and who knows what lies ahead. A lot more of this. You see these boulders, and finding a way around the boulders or over the boulders. Here's one right here. Not a huge climb, but yeah, you are lifting yourself with your arms and your legs and pulling yourself over boulders at this point. So we'll return here, and as I said, it'll probably take about right now I've been on the let's see, it's been 2.5 hours. I bet I could make it up to this point in about an hour, now that I know the direction. So we're going to continue on up another day, streamline this trip, But for now, we've discovered one of the routes to the top of Juniper Peak. There may be other routes, and there may be easier routes, but this is the one we found. Okay, signing off. Okay, we're back down to terra firma here. And yeah, this trail runner is not a rock climber. But anyway, next time we know that the route is hugging that right cliff and just going straight up the base of that cliff to the right. That's where the cairns lead, at least. So next time we return, we will take that route. In the meantime, we've got to make a beeline back down the trail to get back to the meeting, and I'm going to time how long it takes to get down. I think it's going to take me maybe 1 hour to do it took 2.5 hours to get up. But I was looking around trying to piece together the trail. Next time I'll know. Okay, onward. Well, here's a little split in the trail, and one goes off to the left, as you can see. One goes up and to the right. Take the one that goes up and to the right, because you are going to go between these two pinnacles, right for that center pinnacle, but you're going to hug the pinnacle on the right, and you'll see cairns up ahead that will guide the way. So anyway, take a right at this point. Okay, this trail at this huge boulder, what you're going to do is you're going to take a right and dive under the boulder. My backpack just barely squeezed through there. But you're taking a right, you're diving under the boulder. You're going to continue on. There is a trail that you can see right across the way here. Goes up the side of the hill above the wash. And the goal is, or the direction is, you see that there's 3 peaks there. What you want to do is hug the base of the one on the right and go between that and the peak in the middle. And that's where the route is going to lead. The trail is a pretty decent trail, and it's marked with cairns. So just take that and follow the cairns.